Alright, so this is the Rome strategy, where you try to build up a giant empire as quickly as possible, hopefully between the classical and medieval era, and then you conquer everyone. It's going to be using liberty and
Blessings
honor.
of the gods be upon you, Caesar Augustus, Emperor of Rome and all the holies. Your empire was the greatest and longest lived of all in Western civilization, and your people single-handedly have shaped its culture, law, art, and warfare like none other, before or since.
So this is a really good start with 2 gold, a hills, and a stone. So best place to start is probably directly on the gold, which unfortunately loses a turn, but that's fine in the long run to immediately gain the 2 production. And the 2 gold levels. And now you want to go monument first, because you're not going to gain the +3 culture. You're only going to gain a +1 culture per turn. So you need the extra culture as fast as possible. Pottery, of course. Oh, and there's a marble, so there's a good second city. It's right about here on the coast. Gems by Kathmandu. At this point, you're just trying to look for the other city-states, other civs, where they are in regards to you. Solomon's Mine. So, a really nice city so far. Looks like it could be right around here. Or, the other choice is to take all 3 of these city-states over, which is another alternative. There's the Barb encampment. So you want to go writing first, and then you want to go to Circus Maximus so that you can build up your happiness quickly, because you're going to be taking over a lot of stuff very quickly. Good. Next thing you want to try to do as fast as possible is taking out barbarian encampments with mining. Crap. You want to try to take out all the barbarian encampments as possible so that they don't change how you will end up attacking. It's a very minor thing, but it ends up hitting hard in the end game. Or late conquest, it starts hitting. So you want to just make sure. Even if you can't take down the barbarians all at once, if you can at least knock out the encampment, you're okay. Korea. Korea is a very easy thing to take over, though, so I'm not scared of them at all. So you want to build a worker immediately here so that I can start working on basic stuff. Farm first, but then I'll soon be able to start working on masonry, which will give me the pyramids, which is the second highest thing to go for. And I forgot to mention, you want to go masonry first before you go to Circus Maximus. I'm trying to rush the shrine here first before Great Library, so that I can grab the bonus production off of the Pantheon. Now it's going to take me 15, which is sort of annoying, but there's nothing I can really do about that. So I'm actually going to build a warrior, or buy a warrior out right here, because I can't stand these barbarians. I found the Grand Mesa, but it's in the middle of the desert, so it's not really a worthwhile sit to try to take. Or a worthwhile natural wonder to take over.
How happy.
So this is population bonus, which is really nice. Now I can finally get this, which is the +1 production. Now you want to focus on horseback. And I've explored enough of the scout and I'm losing gold, which is a big no-no to these. So I am going to start sacrificing or deleting all my units, like the warrior and the scout, that I don't really need very much more of. Since they're so far out, it's kind of useless to have them out.
Thou shalt.
Now it's down to 9 turns, which is pretty big. Yeah. So now next turn I'm just going to delete this warrior. He's done very well. And once I get stone, it should boost this down another turn.
동지여,
I don't really want to work with Korea
동지여, 우리는 상의해야 할 것이 많.
because that could go against me in the future, but at the time being, it's not a huge negative. Also now what I want to do is buy the gold tile and try to trade with someone that doesn't have gold, which will boost my diplomatic power by a ton. With the free stack, you want to get something you'll use, and for me it's probably going to be construction. It gives me
Three
the
things are
composite
to be
bonus.
looked to in a build.
Now I can build a watermill, which will only boost up my food. Very helpful.
ይህን ሁኔታ አስብም።
Or it will boost my food and my
ይህን
production.
ሁኔታ
There's 6
አስብበት።
GPT.
እኔ
And
እንደማምነው
an embassy.
ለሁለታችንም ህዝባችን ጠቃሚ ነው።
But now what I can get out of it,
ፍጹም ትክክል አይደለም። እኛ ተቃውመናል። ይህን ሁኔታ አስብበት። እኔ እንደማምነው
is you gotta
ለሁለታችንም
try
ህዝባችን
to
ጠቃሚ
do
ነው።
diplomacy to get these. So I can get
እኛ
6
ተቃውመናል።
GPT and completely shred his GPT. Which is a pretty big bonus in the long run. I think the first big step here first is actually to get Kathmandu, to conquer them, because they only have 12. And so 3 composite bowmen will easily be enough to take them over. Or 3 composite bowmen and 2 warriors in the front lines to take that city over. That's all I'm really gonna need. And if I'm lucky, I can steal their worker off tribute, which is another big bonus that this strategy can take. And he's got a worker too for me, so it's really helpful. Well, now it's been taken, but here's a settler, which is another huge change. Because then I can plop the settler on the marble, and that'll be a huge bonus. Alright, next step is the ballista, which is, it's a catapult. Catapult's kind of crap, but the ballista has a higher range combat strength, and it doesn't get a negative bonus on attacking units, which the catapult does. So right now, my composite bowmen are pretty much just guards that are taking out the barbarians that might actually end up taking over Kathmandu or attacking it, which I really do not want right now. I also just got spearmen, which is a huge bonus. Spearmen are so much better than the warriors that I would have been stuck with. So they don't have a worker for me to take, but I can get gold from them. And grabbing gold from them is a pretty big bonus. But now I need iron, and I don't see any iron for me, which is really aggravating, but there's iron over here. So maybe eventually I'll be able to grab iron off of this city-state once it gets to it. Okay, Temple of Artemis is huge. It will generate bonus growth to all of my cities. And while, yes, I only grabbed 1 spearman, it's because I'm going to be able to just buy out another spearman right here. And now, starting next turn, I'll be able to attack. So it's at max anger. So now it should start wanting to attack me, but that's fine because I'm going to attack it first. And it's going to be almost no trouble taking over one Cid. Just like that, I have it. I have to create a puppet first so I don't go into the negative happiness, which will very much influence my growth. But once I get Colosseums built, it'll just go right back up. Now I can set my sights on Belgrade. That's a big bonus for all of the towns that I'll be conquering. Now I want to build a Colosseum quickly so that I stop going into the negative. It's very, very bad to be in negative. Which leads me to getting the Notre Dame eventually.
동지여.
Oh, there's
우리는
iron. That's what I'd wanted. Was he's willing to give me iron and GPT. GPT is nice because I'm at negative GPT right now, but the majority of what I had wanted there was the bonus iron, because that will now enable me to get legions eventually. This will also drop my unhappiness quite a bit, which is also really beneficial. My happiness is only going up at this point. Now it's up to 4. It's a good start. And now getting the pyramids won't be that bad of a thing. And now I can start setting my sights on taking Belgrade. Now that I have not negative happiness. The next thing I want to do is take workers and build a mine on that gem. So they're afraid, which means I can take a worker. Which I don't know where the worker is, but there's the worker. And now I can take another worker and immediately make peace. Because I have no intention of just letting them go. I plan on killing them. So being able to grab an extra 2 workers is very, very good. It'll help speed my empire along quite a bit. So now I can start working on the gems here. And this actually has King Solomon's mines. But now I'll be able to start working on a road. Or farms, or whatever. So now I can finally get the... I can't get the Colosseum yet, because I'm going to take Belgrade. But I will be able to start doing quite a few things soon. Especially starting next turn, I'm going to start being able to attack people. And now I'm going to start wanting to run caravans can boost my economic. So, unfortunately, he's got a composite bowman, which could be quite bad, but I think I'm good in general. It might, yeah, it's going to weaken out one of my spearmen quite a bit, but should be fine in the long run. And I got it anyway. Now, unfortunately, I'm at -1 on happiness, so that's sort of bad there, but I can provide food to my cities to only boost up their happiness and get it out of the negative. Like getting the Circus Maximus and Stoneworks and whatever else to try to boost up my happiness. So here's medieval era. This is where you want to take out the most cities. Now I finally have happiness again. So now I've got to wait for all my cities to get big, and then I can set my sights on Mogadishu, which, again, I should be able to just take out with composite bowman. But I've got to wait for my happiness to go back up. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to take it. Then after Mogadishu, I'm going to want to stave off and just stop expanding so that I can eventually start unpuppeting and start annexing all of those cities that I've been taking. So unfortunately, I need to send out one of my composite bowmen to deal with these barbarians that have invaded me. But that's why I have so many units, is that it's a very big help. That I can deal with just about any problem immediately. This is a golden age, and I get a great person off of it, which for me is probably going to be a... No, I'm thinking engineer for the production boost, but great artist would provide another golden age. Great scientist is good for science because I don't really have any. But I'm gonna get a great engineer, and I'm not going to use him until I can get the Notre Dame immediately.
동지여,
It's a sort of a lull point here, but I'll eventually be able to start doing quite a few things. Especially once I get physics going. So the mausoleum isn't the worst thing because I have 2 stone, so it will provide me 4 GPT per turn. Or 4 GPT. Which would be a huge asset to me. But not now. Primary concern is, of course, the Notre Dame being built. And then now it's been started. Now I can affordably take over Mogadishu. The Terracotta Army is another big bonus that I can grab. because it will double all of my current units. So I have Hannibal now, which I'm going to keep in my city until I can grab the bonus units. There's another city. And now civs are getting very concerned, but I really don't care. So now the next big issue that I have to take into consideration is money. I'm starting to lose it very quickly. And what that only shows to me is that all of these cities, I'm going to need to build up money. Or in my case, I'm going to need to start building a bunch of markets. So now I can set my sights on these two cities to my south. Now it only provided me 3, which is sort of annoying because I have 5, but being granted 3 is almost good enough. I mean, it isn't, but it is, in a weird way. Since Melbourne is only an 18, it won't really require all that much. I'm only going to need so much. And tier, I'm going to have to just get money from that way. Unfortunately. So now I need to start building money buildings in all my cities to try to outdo the current money problem. Which could be an issue in the future, but time being, it's whatever. So now what I want to start doing is start taking over my opponent's cities. Like Seoul, for example. Because taking over a city that is under my opponent's control will hopefully make it so that other cities do not want to get stuck against me. And they've already been attacked by stuff, as I can see. Looks like barbarians have completely been attacking Seoul. So now I can finally start attacking. get more money buildings, which now I can get honor. Which I probably should have gotten in the first place, but I didn't, unfortunately. So now I can found a religion, which will be a huge help in the future. Plus one global happiness is another big thing that I'm going to need for this game. And mosques aren't bad, but I wish there was something better. Monasteries are decent. So it looks like I'm going to be stuck with the mosque. So I just grabbed another free worker, which is, it's starting to compound the amount of stuff I'm getting. So after I take this city, I'm going to need to start focusing on barbarian control, because they're all over my cities. They are absolutely everywhere. Now I'm going to start annexing all of my cities. Now that I have the extra happiness to go around, it won't be nearly as bad to annex them. And I have 6 cities so far, which is absolutely crazy. So I got another great person built, which is another big bonus for me. Which means now I can build a great wall, which provides free walls, but I already have walls. But the bigger issue here, the bigger bonus, is that enemy land units must spend an extra movement per tile, which is really good. Which unfortunately is mostly for just this city, but it's all cities get that bonus. It just doesn't show it.
Three things I know.
So now that my money problem is starting to get fixed, I can try to look at taking over Seoul. because by taking Seoul, actually, no, I'm gonna have to start taking out these encampments because it's starting to really put pressure on my cities. And I thought that they would just be annoying Seoul, but no, they're going after Belgrade. Alright, so I don't want this video to go too long, so for now, this is going to be the first part of the Rome strategy. Thanks for watching.